because, hey, what's happening? It is time for Design Sips. So let me get you guys all rolling. I am Sandra Funk. This is Design Sips, where we drink a little wine and talk about the business of interior design. I'm so thrilled to have you here. All right, let us get started. I am going to open a little wine that was a gift. Someone you may know, Miss Sarah Ann Cates, Sandra and Jay, thank you so much for hosting me this natural wine. This is natural wine, so if it smells like feet, that's normal. Enjoy. All right, guys, this is natural wine, organic wine, made from Italy, Wines of Anarchy. Look at how gorgeous that bottle is. White wine. And together, we're going to see if this smells like feet. This felt like something that we should do. I love the label. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm obsessed with skulls. Why? I don't know. Everyone's got one. But I just like that. Okay, so I'm cracking it open with my golf, what do you call it? Beer opener? Because I think that's a beer opening thing. I sure hope that's the right thing. Or is this a trusty? I don't even know, you guys. No, we're just doing it like we're doing it. If it explodes everywhere, I'm going to turn off the live camera. Just telling you now. Do you open it like this? Sarah, where are you? It's making me very concerned. I got it open and no one has died. Yay! Oh, I think there was plastic on it. That's why I was being so weird. Okay. Oh, I swear we're going to talk biz, guys. Okay, so pouring the organic wine. Ooh, it's a sparkling white. That'll work. Okay, again, look at that gorgeous label. Now, first thing I always do when I have wine is give it a little smell. All right, not like feet, but different than normal wine, but I think just more because it's bubbly. All right, cheers to Design Sips. Quite good. Delicious. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so let us dive in. Today, we're going to talk all about Instagram. So when we were chatting in our Facebook group, we were realizing that there's a lot of overwhelm around all the different platforms. And if you've noticed, because I sure did, that if you don't play with these platforms how they want to be played with, i.e. going live, doing reels, using all the features, the algorithm kind of cranks your account, your visibility down as far as like what's getting out there. So we have to play nice with these social media companies. And by playing nice, what they want us to do is they want us to use all those features, right? So the platform is always rolling out new features, so we have to stay up to date. We can't just do what we're comfortable with. We always have to be growing with the program. And they reward their users for using these new features. So it can seem totally daunting, but I'm going to give you easy ways to start implementing this in your business. All right? Because visibility means getting your magic and your beauty, right? The thing that you bring to our homeowners, getting that out in front of more people. So it's important for our businesses. Okay, so cheers to that. And please, can you guys let me know? Give me a heart if you're drinking with me, and just a wave if you're like, what's wrong with you? It's 2:30 in the damn afternoon. Drinking with me. Thank you. All right, guys. Before we move on, I just wanted to know if you are in this Facebook group with us, where we are going through having these conversations, talking about these strategies. I would love to have you in there. So if you're not, come and find us. We have social media challenge going on right now, which is like a little prompts to post every day. It's fun and really annoying too, because posting every day is annoying. But it does force you to get out there, and it gives you tons of ideas on things you can post about. And what we're doing there is we're posting in our stories. So it's light, fun content. It's not meant to be, main feed caliber. It's just meant to get your juices flowing and get your brainstorming what you could post about. So you might take one of those ideas, we did a whole ton of them, and go off on a tangent and just every day keep on that same theme. Or you might kind of follow through with what we set up and do all the different posts. However you take it, it's inspiration, right? So even if you missed it, there's a resource there that you can use every single month with the social media strategy, and it's incredible. So you guys can find that. The Facebook group is Standards with Sandra. All right. So check that out. Again, we talk about the business of interior design all the time over there. It's such a great group. There's people, helping one another, posting their questions, suggesting topics that we should be covering. Great way to hang out. Okay. So before we dive into your questions, let's chat about the current Instagram features. Okay. So I'm going to have a sip of wine while we talk about this. So I want you to get your emojis ready because we want to hear from you. I really want to know what's going on, what you're using, and where you need help, where you need more info. So the first thing that we're probably all comfortable with and probably all doing are our standard in-feed posts, right? So those are the posts that go like right on your main feed that we all know and love. So comment a smiley face if you're already using that feature. Okay, so let's take some kudos for what we are doing already. And if it's posting a static photo, a series of photos, right? You can do the flip through, or a video with a caption, location, tags, and hashtags. So one of the things that we love to get more visibility is to tag our to the trade only vendors, if appropriate for you and your business model and how you think about design. And that might help them to share it out into their world and get you more eyeballs on your feed, right? You want to location tag something. If you are a local business, you want to kind of repeatedly be tagging that location so that people can find you. It tells the internet that you are connected with that location. It's a really important feature. And then, of course, we want to see hashtags that if someone is following a hashtag, I don't know, French country fashion, right? French country home decor. And that's your wheelhouse. You want to really dig into those hashtags so that they can find you too. So, okay, lots of smiley faces coming through. Thank you, thank you. Again, we want to take those easy wins and just go for it. And then, okay, we are going to move on to stories. So stories, I want you to comment a heart if you're already using stories. You guys know where to find it, right? If you're using this feature, give yourself a pat on the back and go ahead and let me know right here. This is a series of photos or a video that you can post. Okay, so I'm a big sharer in my stories of like quick inspiration. I love sharing makers. I love sharing things that other artisans have made. So someone, art, pottery, beautiful, someone who sews something beautiful, knits something beautiful. I think this is a great way to share your aesthetic without sharing someone else's work, and without, your work, your real amazing work that's been shared on your main feed. You can obviously take it from the main feed and share it into a story and say a little bit more about it and share it out that way. That absolutely works as well. We are finding that so many people just go through the stories now and are less about the main feed. So sometimes having repeated content there is not a bad thing. Stories are quick. They're 15 seconds or less per photo or video, whatever you're doing. A little boomerang or whatever it is that you want to come up with, you can kind of play once you get into the story area. They disappear in 24 hours. Now, of course, if you put something out there and you like watch it back and you go, no, you can archive it too. So they don't have to stay 24 hours. You can, of course, put it in the archive right off the bat. So, but that's the beauty of it. Put it out there. It's not permanent. It's meant to be light. And there's a low commitment value. You can archive it and it's going to go away in 24 hours anyway. Okay, so then you can build profile highlights from stories. So highlights are those little circles when you're inside the profile, and they are wonderful for kind of, I love them for different projects. So to say maybe we've got a project, and so every time we post about that project, we can then save it down to that highlight. So if somebody wants to see that project over the course of time, they can see all those little casual one-off stories, and they can watch a project go from framing to completion, which is amazing and so fun. Okay, people, that's stories. Cheers to stories. I'm having a lot of fun with stories, I must tell you. I hope you are too. And it's one of those things you got to like shake it off and just jump in. And I was doing my daughter, said to me, you got to start wearing all these beautiful clothes because like we're all working from home in our sweats. Yeah, everyone, same. And I was like, all right. And then of course, you know me, I'm like, well, let me put some social pressure on that. So I actually get dressed every day. So for a couple of weeks, I don't know, a month, I've been posting like I got dressed today challenge. Like my daughter challenged me to start wearing my wardrobe. And so I was sharing these like casual snaps of me in the mirror. Like I put on clothes. I'm like proud, right? It's like it's story fodder. It's not meant to be main feed, God no. It's light, it's personality, it's showing a little bit about what's going on with me. I tell the story about how my daughter was like, Ma, come on, start wearing the clothes. So it's fun, it's light, keep it that way. And so whatever it is, you know, if it introduces your ideal client to you as a brand a bit further, which is really what that was about for me. It was more about my personality than interior design, right? I'm always standing in the same shot with my stupid shower behind me. But it's like, how can you show yourself, your personality more to your potential clients? And stories is a really great place to do that. Okay, so next up, cheers to that, is IGTV and or going live. So what I am doing right now is going live, right? It is the more nerve generating version than doing a story that you can like watch back before you hit publish, or doing 4,000 takes of a video, which is how I am. If I know I can edit it, I never hit go. So going live is really, really my best chance of showing up here and being present with you and actually connecting with you. Because again, if I get behind the camera and I know I can do another take or we can try it again, every time I do the tiniest little flub, I'm like, oh, let's start over, which is ridiculous, obviously. Because we're trying to show our truth, right? We're trying to show our true personality and who we really are. So we know over the years, the bloopers are the best content, right? Those real moments are the gold in the content. So going live can be a little heart palpitations, but it's really, really effective for that getting real and like knowing what it's really like to sit and talk with someone. So give me a thumbs up if you are using the Go Live feature. Okay, so I know our numbers are decreasing, right? But I want to hear from those of you who are going live, because it is a big heart palpitating thing and it deserves a cheers to you. Okay, so IGTV and or going live are more of a long form video and they get saved to your feed. Okay, so when you go live, you can save them as an IGTV episode, which I highly recommend that you do. As you know, anytime you create content, I want you to share that content out in numerous places. So I don't want you to create amazing content and then just, that was it, it's gone. I want you to then take that live and turn it into an IGTV episode. I want you to consider, if it was like amazing, have someone transcribe that live and turn that into, you know, more content, from a newsletter to a takeaway to an opt-in to the content that goes, you know, below your posts, your descriptions, all the things, right? So a lot of times we find that when we talk something out live and we interact live, we have a new way of saying it. We have an interesting position on it. We have a different take. So this is great, great, great to hand over to your copywriter or to someone to transcribe, to then jump off and have a whole new set of content. And what's better than just getting live and getting out there instead of sitting in front of the computer? You know, I hate that blank sheet of paper, right? And sitting there and staring at the screen and typing. It's like, get out there and talk it out. Okay, so you can save them as IGTV episodes. You can also record video and upload it as an IGTV episode. So if going live is absolutely on your no list, I get it. You can record video with your iPhone, or if you've got a better camera, video, whatever, you can record video, you can edit it, you can do as many takes as you want, and then you can upload that to an IGTV episode. So there is like, and again, I would edit it and freak out about it and rewatch it so much that it wouldn't go anywhere. So that's why I really hold myself away from that if I can. But if that's the only way that you're going to put video out there, then go ahead and do it, because video is so, so impactful for our businesses. It's a really amazing way for us to connect with our potential clients where they feel like they are getting to know us, right? And God knows right now with the way that we are all Zooming all the time, it's almost just like the natural way to get to know somebody is via Zoom, right? So, so if you can get out there and you can show them who you are and you can have a conversational chat and you can sit there and talk a little bit on video, it really goes a very, very long way with the know, like, and trust factor. And we know that our potential clients have to get to know us, they have to like us to stick around, and then they have to trust us before they're going to be able to hire us, okay? Video is huge for that. Cheers. Okay, next up, Reels. Okay, I really want to hear from those of you who have figured out Reels and are doing them. Hit me with a wine glass emoji. Go find it. Go find your emojis. And tell me if you're using Reels, okay? I'm going to wait and see those go by. I hope there's some out there. So Reels are Instagram's answer to TikTok, right? So they are 15 to 30-second videos that can be cut and edited. You can add music to them, which is the popular way to do it, right? So it's like some video or some images with, you can lay over, all the stuff and content and music running in the background. It's awesome. These are saved to your feed and can be shared to your stories, just like anything that would be saved to your feed. So, I see some wine glasses coming through. Good job, good job. Okay, so Reels are important right now. Why? They're really fun to watch, and so they get a lot of eyeballs. And Instagram likes that you're using their new feature, so they promote it much, much more than a static photo or the regular old feed photo, okay? So if you want Instagram to smile upon you, you should start to play with Reels. And Reels could be as simple as, we do a lot of B-roll, what we call B-roll, where you kind of like get a close-up of a part of a room and kind of like scan over it in video, and then link those together. And it's like a sneak peek into a room that's not done yet, but there's like pieces of it coming together looking really good. And we just did a series of Reels on my new house. And so they're all, floating around in the Instagram world, and I'll tell you an easy way to find them in just a minute. So I love hearing that there's some of you out there doing Reels. I know so many of you haven't tried it yet. One of the big things you can do, it's so easy. You can just literally get on the Google, our favorite research library of all time, and literally ask it, how do I make a reel? And go watch a YouTuber show you the specific technical things of it, and just give it a try. You can always archive something if it didn't go well, but I think you'll see that it gets a lot of eyeballs and it's kind of fun. And don't waste too much time picking out the perfect song, because that is definitely a thing. Okay, we drink because it is Design Sips. And if we're just talking about the business of design and not sipping, then it's a different show. Okay, guides. So guides are so fun. And I don't know, I just feel like now that I know about guides, not that we've had guides out there for a long time, but I feel like I just clicked in on how cool this could be. I feel like I want to make a million guides, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so comment any emoji that feels personally fabulous to you if you're using guides, because I want to hear from you, and I'm going to be, listen to me, if you're doing guides, I'm going to be on your feed. I'm going to be looking at your guides, because that is killer. So cool. This is a feature where you can curate from posts in your feed and create a guide. So these are then saved to your feed. And there's like Reels, IGTV, and then guides. So when you go in there and look at those guides, it's so cool. There's a couple we only have a few out there right now, and I want to do like a million more. I have so many ideas bubbling up about how many guides we could do. Go check out our feed, and then go to this. It looks like literally like a guidebook or a map. It looks like a piece of paper that's tri-folded, that's kind of almost open. Go on my profile and click on that guide, and you'll see kind of 3 examples of how you could use a guide. And I'm gonna tell you what this looks like. So we did a whole series of like Thanksgiving Day, post stuff, setting the table, florals, like getting ready for the world. I love it. Guides. So what the guide we created then is like a Thanksgiving, preparing your house for Thanksgiving guide. And so the beauty of this is we just took all the content that we had created for guides and strung it together, and now it's Thanksgiving guide. So the other thing we did was took all those reels about my house, all those little sneak peeks of all the finishes coming together, and we turned it into a Sandra's House guide. So the guide doesn't have to be a how to do something. It's just a collection of posts being put into one place. So I love the idea of creating guides for all the bedrooms we've ever done, right? Here's the House of Funk bedroom guide. Each project could have its own guide, just like it has the highlights. We can do a guide on any topic that we talk about over and over and over again. We can lump all the posts that we've done on it together so that it becomes a deeper dive into that topic. So easy breezy, check it out. I think you're gonna love it. I think you're gonna be making guides for all the different rooms that you work on. Okay, we cheers. That's right. I'm seriously, go check out the guides. They're so fun. But not right now, because we have things we gotta talk about. Okay, we have questions. So please keep them coming. Feel free, send over questions as they come to you, and we will get to them. If not in this episode, we of course will save them and inspire a whole new episode where we'll talk about them in the future. So how do my Instagram stories differ from my in-feed posts? Okay, stories are different from posts because stories are great. Stories are quick, fun, lighthearted. They are not meant to be like perfectly curated, professionally photographed, portfolio quality photos. Your main feed should feel like it's your portfolio. Like it should have things that are, you can have lifestyle and quotes and things like that on there, but it should also have a ton of photos of your work. It should have photos of you. You have to show up in your feed. If you're going to put the name on the door, people, you have to be the business. So that means you have to show up as a human and be your brand. So no matter what happens, there has to be a picture of you in that feed somewhere. Even if you want to keep your logo up top and this and that, they want to know who's doing this design work, who's doing this beautiful, amazing work. You got to show up in your own feed. Okay, that's number one. Stories are great for like just totally relax and have fun. Show your personality. Do not need to be perfect. Do not have to have the blowout all done. Just here's what's going on today, behind the scenes, getting to know you better. Inspiration, family, pets. You'll see my dog in my stories a lot, not on my main feed a lot. Okay. All right. In feed posts, again, like we talked about, it's almost like a portfolio, curated, testimonials, inspiration. I don't like to share other designers' work in my main feed. That's more an inspiration that I'm going to call out. And I'm not a person who shares other designers' work, period, because I think it can be very easily confusing on if that's me trying to try to take credit for that work. Like if my whole feed is like all these gorgeous rooms that I didn't do, that's crazy. I do a lot of rooms, so they should be mine, right? That's a personal opinion. We all have to beat to our own drum on that front. But I think I love to show product. So like not rooms by other designers, but like makers. I think that's a wonderful way to show clothing, jewelry, pets, and then tons and tons of individual items that would go into a home that would be amazing in a home, but that need an interior designer to pull it all together. Okay, awesome. All right, so that is the difference between stories and main feed posts. Drink. This is the drinking game. You ask a question, I'll answer it, and then I get to have a drink. Deal? Okay, good. Okay, so reels seem so intimidating. How do you get past that initial hump? So literally Google, YouTube, how to do it, like the technical nitty gritty behind it, watch a video, do a reel, like just do it. And you guys can go look at our reels. They are super up close, super zoomed in. We just pan over like some finishes and different things for that 15 to 30 seconds, and then pick a cool song that feels like you, right? That speaks to who you are and your brand. And you're off and running. Now, listen to me. This is the number one thing that I learned. I know I told you guys I had this like huge aha moment again, because I've had this aha moment 1,000 times, but I re-aha'd that when you don't know something really well and it's not your superpower, you should outsource it to someone who does. And you should find someone who That is their superpower, and you should hand them this chunk of work and make them happy and make you happy. And you should stay right where you belong in your zone of genius, being amazing, okay? So if this has you like jittery, then you need to outsource it, right? Anything that you are feeling anxious about or procrastinating getting done, that's the list that you outsource. That's the thing that you go and find an expert to help you. Now, an expert in Reels is probably your 13-year-old, frankly. So if you don't have a 13-year-old, someone near you does. Find them, offer to pay them in some way, and have them help you. Okay, cool. Sip, right? I answered the question, I get a sip. This is the gig. Sarah, I like your natural wine. It's over here just like bubbling and percolating. It's really cute. I don't know if wine can be cute, but this one is. And I know I told you guys, but like the font, the skull, yeah, I'm in. I know I look like I'm wearing like a cute dress, that kind of girl, but like I kind of secretly wish I had like a skull tattoo. Okay, so question. If I go live, there's a good chance no one will join. What do I say if it feels like I'm up there alone? Okay, so here's the first things first, people. Do you know how long it took for me to find you? It takes time for us to find our tribe, but we have to start. And it's only with starting that there's even a possibility that they will find you. So you must start going live with the plan to be out there alone. Let me say it again. You must go live with the expectation of being completely alone, of no one seeing it, at least not live, okay? And then you share it down to you share it to an IGTV episode, you share it to your feed, you throw it into your next newsletter, make content and then make it work for you. Don't make content and then just, it's like puff cloud. Make it work for you. Use it over and over again until everyone is super sick of seeing it, and then use it again next year when they forgot about it, okay? Do not start over again every time. Okay, that's number one. I can't tell you how long we did design sips when we would have this like incredible, I don't know, we didn't have expectations. We just started doing it and we built up to having like 9 people show up, and we were over the moon that 9 people showed up and watched us on Design Sips one time. I mean, this is where it begins, you guys. It starts with day one. And honestly, 5 of those 9 people are literally related to me. They have the last name Funk. So we got to do what we got to do, but you just got to start. You're going to start at 0. There's nobody out there. Tell your sister, tell your friends. I used to text everyone I know, I'm going live in 10 minutes, please show up and just make it look like I'm not alone, and that's okay too. Totally fine. Okay, here we go. You can also go live with your trades and your vendors, a rep, anybody, right? Go live with someone who's in your world, who knows your business, and who can talk about interior design with you, or talk about the quality that you provide, or talk about anything. Go live with your photographer and talk about how to make a room look beautiful on a photograph. Anything that your audience would appreciate, right? If you're talking about like what a good quality paint job can mean for a home and how it can transform, that's relevant to someone who's thinking about hiring a designer and a painter. So don't bore them with like details that are like, often running about how the Krypton fabric is made. Keep it relevant to a homeowner, right? Keep it relevant to your audience, but absolutely, that's another way to get out there and not feel like you're just sitting in a room alone talking to the camera, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting alone, talking to a camera in a room, drinking wine, which is even weirder, but this is what's happening. So say la vie. Okay, here we go. Another way to handle the, am I going to be out there alone going live? Prepare questions and prepare questions ahead of time. So what we love to do is to prepare questions and set them aside so that you can, instead of going live and just like talking, I say all the time, like, I should go live more often. But then what? Like, I I don't have anything that the internet needs to hear me say. But if we have questions coming in, if we have an email, full of questions or things that a chat that was going on in the Facebook group, boom, I have content that I know people are talking about, right? Real time. So then I can go live and I can answer a question that actually occurred in my life. And that is much, much more comfortable than just, hey guys, I thought I'd go live today, because no one cares about that. Right? What did I have for breakfast? What am I going to do next? No. So talk about something relevant. And so what I love to do too is any question that we get from potential clients as they're going through the process over and over and over again, it's a wave to go create a FAQ, a frequently asked question about it, and put it on our website so we can help educate our clients on that. But number two, excellent thing to go live and talk through. So how long does interior design take? What is this going to cost me? How will you make sure that my personality is incorporated into this design? All the things are amazing to talk through in a live. So answer those questions that you get from most potential clients. The ones who are considering reaching out to you, it will resonate with them. Okay. All right, next up is show your audience something. Clear a bookshelf, clear a coffee table, make this little setup behind me, right? We did a reel or a live or I don't know what we did. But when Sarah was in town, we cleared out all the officey stuff that was behind my desk, and we set up the Design Sips stage, shall we say. And we did it on I don't know the words, on fast video. What is that up? Time lapse. We did it on time lapse video and we posted it. Now I was in sweatpants with a scrunchie in my hair and looked like a crazy person, but it was so fun to see Design Sips come to life right behind me because I just moved and we needed to put this place together. So, think about what you can do, how you can make it happen. Oh, Sarah's texting me, or whatever you call it when she's on the screen. It is our most viewed reel yet. And probably because my hair was in a scrunchie and I was wearing a sweatpant and everyone was like, what the hell is Sandra doing? Sorry, guys. It's the real life behind the scenes. Okay, so show them something. Like I just said, take apart your coffee table, put your iPhone on a stand, hit record, put that coffee table back together, take that video, put some great music behind it, you are off and running, okay? You can go live with that. You can turn that into a reel and make a great reel. Okay, so show them what you're doing. And if you want, you can just be mute and throw it into a reel with music behind it. Love that. Or you can talk it through as you go and put it out there as an IGTV video, go live doing it, whatever you want to do. Awesome content. Okay, answer the question, so. There will be wine. Okay, another question. You ready? What's the secret to being more confident on video? I don't know if it's a secret. I feel like it's a mindset. So, confident on video. Is it natural? No. Is it relevant? Yes. Okay. So, these are things that you know and you can see. So for me, I'm still apologizing about the scrunchy sweatpant version of myself. So for me, I like to make sure I do my hair and I do my makeup and I have on some clothing that I feel comfortable in before I show up in video. It's just going to make everything better. And it's going to be a lot less likely that I archive it or take it down or try to hide it from the world later. So getting yourself together is really, really helpful for your confidence, right? And then honestly, you have to prepare. If you're, like I said earlier, if I just hit that go live button and had no idea what I was going to talk about, I would ramble and I would be nervous and I would be choppy and bizarre and weird. And honestly, I'd probably spend that live reading the comments and saying hello to people. And I know, and you know, that it is not that fun to watch someone read the comments or say hello to people on social media. It's just not that engaging. I want to learn something, talk about something, have a conversation, answer a question, teach something. That's the key. Okay, that's the key. I just hit it. The way to be confident when you're going live or showing up or doing video, any of it, is if you can find a way to help someone else or to be giving, then you get beyond yourself and your own ego and your own BS, right? So if I'm here telling you all of what I know, my best practices with social media, Instagram, whatever it is, then I can get out of my own way and I can help you move your business forward and the marketing on that business. And this is not a vanity video. This is not about me. This is not like, do you understand? So if you can get out there and you can see that being live on video is going to help your clients find you. It's going to help your clients get to know you. It's going to help your clients hire you. These are things that will improve their life because you do the kind of design that improves lives, right? So get out of your own way by being helpful to others. It's the mindset shift, okay? You can also do power poses and you can fake it till you make it, and you've heard all that before. But if you can help someone, you're probably less likely to get in your head and get your ego on the forefront and be more in your dharma, which is like your truth, right? Like you were meant to do design. You were meant to find amazing clients and to change lives by making beautiful homes. That's dharma. That's like your truth. That's where you belong. So try to be there before you go live. I know for me, having some serious quiet time, making sure that I'm centered and grounded before I go live is crazy important, because you guys have seen me rush and go live, and like, you guys have seen me show up here like a little spazzy. It's those days that I don't have that chance to get centered and to ground myself. They're out there. Go find them on my in my IGTV archives. They're somewhere out there on the internet, but you can tell the difference. I know I can. Anyway, getting centered and getting chill and being the most accurate version of yourself, the highest version of yourself. That's what makes being on camera okay, I think. Cheers to all that, people. And yes, wine doesn't hurt. Okay, so we have another question. Can I create a guide that's just my portfolio? Abso-freaking-lutely. Oh my God, I love this. So absolutely. So why don't you take all the things from your feed that are your work and create a guide that just goes through all of that? It's brilliant, right? And then that guide can be, you name it, your portfolio. Just because the word is guide doesn't mean it does not need to be a how-to. It can be anything you want it to be. It can be any collection of images and information that come from your feed. So just take the word guide. Like guide almost like screws it up for me, right? It feels like every single one of them should be how to. It does not need to be at all. Okay. All right. So we have another question, shall we? What's the one tool that I should invest in to level up my Instagram? I have to be honest. If you have an iPhone, you're set as far as the camera is concerned and the ability to get on there and make it all happen. The next thing that you should spend $1 on is a ring light. I have it on in front of me. I'm tempted to lean over and turn it off and back on again, but it would just be like me attacking the camera and it would be a bad scene. But it is going to bring light towards your face in an even manner. It's literally a circle of light coming at me from right behind my camera, and it makes all the difference. We used to film design sips at the end of the workday, right? Because we were actually in an office all together. So once we opened a bottle of wine at House of Funk, we were all drinking wine then, and it became our weekly team touch base. It's so fun, and we missed this so much. But we were recording design sips at 4:30 in the afternoon. We started in the summertime or something like that. By winter, it's dark at 5 o'clock in New Jersey in the winter. So all of a sudden, the sun would set mid-design sips, and I would be sitting there in the dark filming. We had the overhead lights off because they would hotspot my head. And we literally ended design sips in the dark. There's an old episode. Luann Nigera was on with me, and we were sitting in the dark. I mean, you can go find the archives. It's hysterical. In the moment, it wasn't that funny. But anyway, We got the ring light. Now we have even light, no matter what is happening outside with the natural light, no matter what is happening with the light that's going on in our room, if it's blowing me out or not from overhead. God, you all know we look like poop with overhead light casting down up above us, right? So you want light coming at you, or even better, up, which is why candlelight is the thing. So anyway, ring light, ring light, ring light, check it out. I think we can give you a link to the one we bought, knowing Sarah Keats. She can probably do that. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. 6. Okay. How do I make sure my in-feed posts are actually gaining attention? Okay. We talked about this earlier a little bit. You want to use locations because you want to link yourself to the locations where you work or want to work. So we have a great tip. We use the locations of projects whenever we can, of course, right? And then we also, if we're posting a quote or some neutral content, we will tag a location where we want to work, okay? So think about that. If you're posting like a beautiful, I'm always looking at pottery. If you're posting a beautiful pot that someone made, you can tag it with the location of where it was made, where the business is from, where where the photographer who took the picture lives, or you could post the location of where you want to get your next design job. How great is that? You can tell the internet that you are linked with a town that you don't even have a client in yet, but you can start to link yourself to that town with SEO keyworded blog posts and by tagging photos in your social media. Take it and run with it. Please use that. Hashtags, of course, you want to use hashtags that feel relevant, that your ideal client, your beautiful, amazing, kind whale might be following. And then you also want to tag the vendors and our tradespeople, the artisans, the people that are in that photo, that are relevant to that photo, that you A, want to give credit to, and that B, are to the trade only and completely and totally have your back. I.e., if any client reached out to them directly, their response would be, awesome, so glad you love that image from Instagram. Sandra will hook you up with that, right? That is the benchmark. That is who we need. That is the only people we tag, the people that have our back at that level. Okay, so I'm going to give you my favorite tool that will help you set this up and all at once. And then you don't have to create it over and over and over again, the locations, the hashtags, the vendors, etc., right? So you can check that out. It's at houseoffunk.com/Instagram strategy template. Now, it's on the screen. I know Sarah is going to put it in the comments because she's good like that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is an incredible spreadsheet. You set it and forget it, right? So when you photograph a project, you load all of those beautiful images into this spreadsheet, like which, master bedroom bed shot. And then you have, what is the location we're always going to tag for this project? What are the hashtags that are relevant to this image? What are the vendors that totally have my back and are relevant to this image? We create this in a spreadsheet one time, and then over the years, when we reference those portfolio images over and over and over again on different social media platforms, on our website, on different stories, reels, this, that, we reference it one time, all back to this one core spreadsheet. It is so valuable in having help from a freelancer, an intern, somebody who's going to take our content, a PR firm, whoever is looking at our content, they can see exactly what they need to see from it right from that spot all the time. It's so valuable. So go check that out. We love this one. And you know me. We're going to make a template for everything that we possibly can. Okay, so we have another question, which means I have to take a drink because, it's design tips. Okay, so do you use a scheduling tool for Instagram? Yes, we do. Without a scheduling tool, we would have to stop what we're doing, try to figure out the best time of day and the best days to post, and post every time. So we use later.com to schedule out our posts, and we typically schedule out weeks in advance, if not months. And then I review everything real time every Wednesday. Wednesday is my media day. It's my communication day. So it's the day I do design tips. It's the day I review content. It's the day that I speak to the world whenever I can. On Wednesdays, I review that content for the coming week because I want to make sure that my voice is current and relevant. So I want to make sure that I am adding the Sandra to it, right? So the content is written, it's tagged, it's hashtagged, it's all there. I'm just giving it a zhuzh and giving it a little personal flavor every single week and timely. We all know, we all lived through 2020, right? So we all know that the tone with which we speak changes according to the crazy that is happening in our world. So you need to be relevant and you need to be timely and you need to be on it. Even if you set your content up 6 months in advance, that weekly check-in and so that your tone is current is really, really important. Oh, it's time for sipping. I gotta say, Sarah, this wine's growing on me. I might be an organic girl from here on out. Okay, so before I head out, I wanted to answer some of your questions that came in about the standard because we are about to launch. Who's excited? Not just me? Me. Okay. Okay, so we got a question. Why did we create the standard? So I'm gonna take it back. We created the standard. Such a good like moment in my life. Luann, my good friend Luann Igera, asked me to speak on a panel with her in Atlanta many moons ago. And it was a beautiful experience. And I was happy to do it, to just go to this conference and get a flight down. And it was wonderful. We were talking about tech in design. And she knew I was very, like always trying to stay up to speed on tech. Used a lot of tech in my company. And so she had me speak in this panel with her. And when we were there, I shared as much as I could. And I shared a lot of these tips with you, the same kind of thing about systematizing and strategizing and, thinking about where you're location tagging and planning ahead and getting 6 months out on things, like all the things, right? All the kind of things we just talked about. And then so much more, because I talked about Asana and Wakora and all the things that we use in our businesses that move it forward. And we've always been a cloud-based business that could work from anywhere, because that was my dream, was to travel the world and work from anywhere. Because I always have felt that once I've been in the space, I don't have to stand in the space to design it. I'm going to go design it back in my studio or in a really great hotel room or whatever. So that is what that was about. And at the end of the talk, I was floored when there was a line up the aisle of designers who wanted to talk to me, because they saw that I was in it and I was doing it and I was using it in my business and I was just like them. And it just took off from there. So it turned into a lot of conversations with interior designers where they were asking if I would coach them, asking if I would mentor, asking if I would share my templates with them, my contract with them, right? All the things, my calculator for my flat fees, all those like really valuable assets that I'd put together over the 20 years, or at that time, maybe 10 years I was running my business. So what I realized was if I take on coaching, which I had no intention of doing, or I start to share my agreements or my calculators with people, that I was not going to be able to have the capacity to also do my interior design. And my plate was very full with interior design at the time. So, but I really felt the need out there in the industry to share all of those things that we'd learned. So my biggest fear was that I put all this in place, all this structure, all these templates, all this work, all this iterating and like figuring it out into the world. And then just this one design firm benefits from it. That just, it's like keeping it all to myself, right? So then it became, what would this look like if we created a program where other designers could tap into all of what we've figured out by living it for the last 10, 15 years, whatever it was at the time. And we set up a budget, we set up like, what is the workload to put this together? And we kind of sat on it for a while and then we kind of bit off and created the standard. So the standard is literally the standards with which we run our interior design firm. And the whole thing is a template for you to just download it and breathe it into your firm. Breathe that life and that injection of, we've been there, we've done that, we've iterated, we've figured it out, we've shimmied, we've shifted, We've reacted. We have consulted with all the experts. I mean, from an unending time with my lawyer, business strategist, mental, like a mindset coach, all the things. And we bring it all to the standard. It's like our little baby of joy. So that's why we did it. Okay, I'm gonna have a sip of wine. I recommend you do too. Okay, another question was, what is your favorite thing about the standard? Okay, my favorite thing about the standard, and this was one of the things that, again, being an early adopter and a tech forward person, like someone who just likes tech, right? My favorite thing about the standard is that I worked with Sarah Cates. She keeps getting married and changing her name. Anyway, just the one time. I worked with Sarah Cates, and we were able to figure out how to make the standard as easy as a click to download. Because what we didn't want to do was come out with all this information and all this detail and all this so much content and have it become an overbearing overload to even consider implementing. So I kept saying, it's not a course, it's a template. I do not want there to be homework. I do not want it to add to their list. These entrepreneurs are busy people. They do not have time to do 8 hours worth of homework. They don't have time to struggle, like to retype all this, to like read a PDF and then start to just none of it, right? So my whole thing was, can we make this click download? Can we just make this like a template that they can literally download into their life and then use? And when we did all the research and we did all the investigation and we went around and around and around and we figured out that we could do it with Asana, my heart exploded. I was like, we can literally hand them the keys to the castle. Like, welcome home. Here's your business. It's all set. Like, just turn the key. Like, it's done. Hit download and you are running it. So that is my favorite part by far. Cheers. Will I be offering scholarships this year? Of course. So when we first started doing the valuation on the standard, we were looking at the cost of all this tech, right? The cost of all those experts, the cost of my education, the cost of my years and years and years of iterating in business, and all the times, all the experts, all the coaches, right? Every book I've read, every conference I've gone to, every course I've taken. I'm a lifelong student. I'm still taking courses. I was literally taking a course, earbuds in, walking my dog yesterday. Like, I will never stop learning, right? It's just in me. So when we started to add up, what does it look like? What is the standard worth to a business owner? What is it going to do for their business? It was a big number. So when we started this, we thought we would probably charge $20,000 for the standard, because again, it's the keys to the castle. It's everything from the design agreement that outlines exactly how this job is going to roll, to the flat fee calculator to figure it out, to the exact process to then execute this design, every email template, every vendor email template, every marketing template, everything we've been talking about, it's in there. Like, it's all in there. And we just keep adding to it. Every single year we add to it. So we started at like 20 grand. And my whole thing, while I think that's relevant, and we've been told by alumni, you could have done a lot, you could have charged a lot more for this. My heart of hearts knows this is entrepreneurs. Many of them also running households, right? Many of them women who are also running a household, which is my experience as well. So we ended up with a valuation where we are, which is, I think we're right around under $4,000. But that's still hard for a lot of people to bite off and chew, right? So we also, not only did we value it way under the recommended when we really went to the experts and went to the business valuation of it, but we also are offering scholarships, and we always will, okay? There's amazing, incredible interior designers out there that just don't have the cash flow to do this. And we want to be able to make that happen for them, whenever we can. Again, what we talked about earlier, how can you get on video and not even think about the fact that you're on video? You can help someone else. And that is, like, I forgot I was on video a long time ago. It might be the wine. it's probably the fact that the standard has been changing businesses in our industry for, it's going on 18 months now. So very cool. Almost out of wine. I'm gonna pour more while we read the next question. Does that sound good to y'all? All right, give me a wine glass emoji if you are having another glass or glad that I am. I don't know. Okay, question again. Will the standard give me step-by-step instructions on how to run a full service design project? Oh, yes, it will. Cheers to that. Okay, it is not just theory. It is not just mindset. It is step by step by step. Like, what happens next? Where do I go from here? How do I go? What's the next thing that I do? Not only is this amazing if you're a one-woman show and just want to make sure that nothing falls through the crack, because, oh my God, I was a one-woman show for a minute, and not for long, because this girl I'm a delegating obsessed human, but for a minute I was, and man, oh man, you could imagine the waking up in the middle of the night wondering, did I ask for a CFA when I sent in that order, or did I just say yes to whatever random version of this fabric that they sent, right? You guys have woken up in the middle of the night worrying and wondering, did I triple check that measurement? Is that sofa gonna fit through the door? Like, all the things. No, now all the things are in a template, and unless you check it off as complete, it is gonna sit there and stare at you until you do so. So nothing is gonna fall through the cracks again. Sleep easy, my people. Okay. I'm drinking wine. Thank you. I love seeing y'all out there who are drinking wine. Okay, another question is, I'm currently charging hourly. Will the standard help me switch to flat fee pricing? Oh yes, this is huge. So now, while you do not have to do flat fee pricing to benefit from the standard, there is a strong argument for it, okay? And I make that out in the world, and I make that inside the standard as well. But again, let me say it again. You do not have to charge flat fee. You can stick with hourly, but I doubt you will once you really get into the standard and you see that by charging hourly, most clients, if you're getting most jobs that are of any size, the client is going to ask you for an estimate of hours anyway. So once you've given an estimate of hours, you've figured out what a flat fee could be, right? But what you've done is you've given yourself an upper limit. A good business person is not going to blow right past that estimate of hours, and they're going to have to answer to that client. Why are we past hours? What's happening? Et cetera, et cetera. Realistically, once you've given yourself that estimate of hours, you may as well do a flat fee, because what you do when you do a flat fee is you take away all the pressure of the relationship gets better, because you want to do amazing design. You want to be there to make sure that the wallpaper installer actually got the right wallpaper and isn't going to install it upside down. You want to go to the site the day that the wallpapering starts to check all of those details. If you don't have a flat fee, I've been in a situation where a client has literally said to me, oh, I can handle that, because they just don't want the meter running, right? It feels like the meter's running. Also, every time you give yourself a raise, it's like publicly known, because every time you raise your rates, it's in that number, okay? So it's just very, like, I don't know, it's very contentious, it feels like. Also, I don't know, I have not sent a time billing invoice in years, and I feel really, really happy about that. I mean, really happy. Time billing invoices are the bane of my existence, and I thank the Lord I haven't sent one in years and years and years and years and years. So for me, I give a flat fee, right? I negotiate, I sell, I kill it, I go through that potential client process. I do that at the front end of the job, and I never talk about that again. It's done. It's behind us, and we can move on to just enjoying each other, making a gorgeous home, working through the project, all the other things. We do not, every single month or every 2 weeks or however you bill, we do not need to talk about how long it took me, justification, money, when are these bills going to stop rolling in, all the things that people have said to me over the years that I've therapized to outdo or undo or forgive, or whatever you do when you get rid of all that nasty baggage, because Charging hourly brought so much heaviness and baggage, and flat fee is, you don't get hired by everybody, right? Because they know it up front. You are going to scare some people away. That's okay. Those weren't your clients anyway, and they were going to give you nothing but strife the whole way through as you sent out your time bills every month. So be at peace. Be at peace. It's so, so freeing. Okay. Drinking wine. Okay. So we have another question. Do we need specific technology to implement the standard? So, do you need specific technology? The only piece that I highly, highly recommend you consider is Asana. And Asana is the software that we use. It's a task management software. It can be used for any kind of business. It's not design specific. It is the template that you can click and download. And so it is the way that you can use our templates and the standards with which we put together easiest. Now, we have had people who are totally and completely committed to some other task management system who have made the choice to take the standard and cut and paste it into their own system, whatever system they're in love with, right? Trello, Sheets, I don't know, there's all kinds of stuff. That is totally cool. You're gonna add a step, right? You're gonna be able to do it. It's going to work out fine, but you're going to have to add a step of grabbing all that info and moving it to wherever you're most comfortable. Totally doable, totally fine. But if you're open to looking at Asana, it's an amazing way to handle it. And it's an incredible way for it to just like go very quickly. Okay. So I want to know, do you plan on enrolling? This is Sarah asking me to ask you. I'm asking it like it's a question that you asked me, but you didn't. Okay, so give me a heart if you are like, I'd like to just download this 20 years of design business, right, experience. This is one of the only programs like this. Like there's lots of rah-rahs, there's lots of coaching, there's lots of communities out there for interior design. Thank goodness there were not when I started in design. Oh my God, people wouldn't even talk to you. But this is not a course. This is not coaching. This is a template. You can absolutely combine the interior design standard with someone who works with you on mindset, with someone who works with you on efficiency, on coaches you through whatever it is that you're doing, coaches you through maybe you have price objections. Maybe you have, issues with pricing yourself a certain way. Maybe you have issues with efficiency. Like I said, this is a template. It does not compete with, right? It is something to springboard your business forward in just literally a click of the button. We meant for it to be so simple because I've been there and I know that you don't have any extra time. You don't have any extra capacity. You can't be soul searching and brainstorming and doing homework. You need to just download it. It needs to just go in and be ready to roll. That's why we did it that way. Okay, so I would be absolutely honored to have you join our spring of 2021 class. I say class because we literally go through this together every 6 months. So once every 6 months, we launch the standard. The group of people that you will go through the standard with will become your crew, right? We have our separate Facebook group that just the current class is going through. So you get to know all of them through that. It's incredible watching everyone help each other and give tips and give inspiration and strength to one another. It's also, we also do our Zoom calls, our community Zooms. So you will get time on Zoom with me, Sarah, and the entire class that's going through the standard with you. So it's a great way to get to know people again. And then when you're done with the course, class, template, whatever you call it, we unfurl. When you're done, you move into the alumni group so that you're going to see there's some natural mentorship going on there, right? So there's people that have been in business longer, people who implemented the standard on day one and have it under control and can answer questions. There's brand new newbies. There's people in different locations and areas getting together physically to have group connects. There's an incredible connection going on between business owners who are all in the same industry and are now operating on the same standards, right? We are talking apples to apples when we're talking about pricing, giving out a contract, how we handle client objections, how we handle issues that come up. We are dealing with people who are using the same agreement, who are all speaking the same language. So when you have a client come out with a question or an issue, everyone is answering you, but they're in the same mode. So I'm in a lot of Facebook groups for interior design and have been for years and years and years. So often it's, well, if you charge hourly, and oh, how do you, I don't know if you're a markup person or if you pass on your discount and this and that and this and that and qualify. But to be in a community that's supportive, which they are, it's like incredible, supportive and really, really wise, because they're all speaking the same language. So they already know how you think about your business and they're able to get right down to the details. It's just incredible. I'm learning things from the group. It's like so, so incredible. Okay, so I'm so excited for things that are coming for this class. And of course, the alumni, like I just talked about, is so valuable, so valuable. The alumni conversations that are going on, and it's a very active group. It's wonderful. So reminder, the standard is open for enrollment April 21st through April 28th. And you can find out so much more. In addition to doing our free demo module, it's an entire module of the standard that just gives you a good example of like what level of detail you get, what the program looks like, what it looks like inside the standard. So you can check all of that out at interiordesignstandard.com. I think that's it, people. I believe that Design Tips is done. So I would love to hear more from you. Hit me in the comments if you have any questions, comments, anything you would love to see a design episode about in the future. We always keep all of those questions and comments, and we usually turn around and do a whole episode on it just for you. So love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. I am so thrilled to see you. I'm going to finish this beautiful organic wine. Maybe I'll offer a glass to my husband. Maybe not. Anyway, this is Sandra Funk. This has been Design Tips, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.